Hey, what's going on, guys? This is John Carswell. Welcome to Buck Nose. Today we have co-host to my left, actually, Paul Carswell, and down to my bottom, Adam Carswell.
Adam's kind of playing he's kind of playing the background guy
I'm
today.
behind the scenes today. I'm the producer of this beautiful new show. Buckle up, Buck Knows.
Today we will be talking about the Cleveland Guardians and where will they be at by 2025. Now, honestly, it's the Guardians. The Guardians haven't done too much since 2016 to me. So I haven't really paid a lot of attention, but I've paid a little bit of attention because they're hometown team. And we've always had a strong bullpen and always have a good like Cy Young. So that's I pay attention to that wise, but the record and wise, they don't really do too much, you know. Paul, what you think about the Indians, right? Or the
Well,
Guardians?
just pulling up the current standings. I mean, if we're talking about currently, obviously 2025 is in 3 years. So there's been some early stuff this year that has like impacted what they're gonna probably 2025 would be, if anything, the middle or the beginning of their window to probably try and get into the playoffs. But right now, the Guardians, they're top of the AL Central. Just swept the White Sox yesterday. In the past 2 days, they had a doubleheader yesterday.
Hold on a second. You just said that you have them going to the playoffs by 2025?
2025, yes. Yeah, they're
Wow.
definitely gonna be a playoff contender 2025.
I don't even think it'll be in the playoffs.
I mean,
I think the White Sox and the White Sox and the Twins, they've got a better roster as of right now, and I think they have more potential than the Indians do.
Yeah.
We only have two players signed to full more than 1 year season.
Yep.
The rest we have like arbitration. I don't really know too much about the arbitration rules, but I do know that it's like Shane Bieber. I think that's his name, right?
Yep, Shane Bieber. I think he's in arbitration. I can't remember the extent of his contract, but it has something to do with like player or team option.
Right. But it can go to like 2025, I've seen. So
right.
So we'll still have him, but the rest, it's like a lot of that with a lot of people. So I don't really know, if they leave, we only have really two players.
So there were some, like you said, there's a couple signings. There are a couple signings that were big. The fact that Jose Ramirez signed I think it was a 5-year like contract with a 2-year option. Right. So it's 7 years total, but it was 5-year contract with, I can't remember if it was a mutual option or a team option. I think it was mutual.
Right.
And then I think that might be the same case with Bieber's current contract. And that's where if we get people involved with like talking in the chat and like, feeding us info, then we could probably help out. I haven't looked at the specific contract stuff, but Jose Ramirez, Emmanuel Clase, and Miles Straw all signing 5-year deals would encourage. So,
but is that
would
Miles
encourage
Straw
all
guy?
those young guys because the Indians actually lead the league in the youngest roster in the MLB right now. And the fact that we're contending at the top of the AL Central, even amongst the White Sox, who were an offensive powerhouse last year against actually kind of a weak division. And then the Detroit Tigers, who've kind of stepped up a little bit with their signings.
I wouldn't say we have a weak division though, because we got 3 solid teams: the Twins, Sox, and the us. We know the Guardians are. There's just the Twins just started getting.
Let me check something real quick. So Adam, in the background too, if you pull up some interesting stats, if you got time to while we're talking. So like talking about the Central Division being one that's really not as competitive as some of the others. And I'm going to look up batting average by team.
You can't get too ahead of ourselves. It's only been how many games in the year this year?
12. The Indians are 7-5. So
right.
So been about, I think 14 total games have been played by some of the teams in the MLB. So it is early. You're absolutely right.
All right. And I don't think we can have this offense keep going the way. Like I watched the game last night and I was impressed. If we can have that consistent bullpen where the bullpen has, where our starting pitcher can at least get us to the 7th inning and we can hand it off to the bullpen around like the bottom of the seventh, I think we have a real good chance. But that's if our offense can get runs. And I don't think we have enough offense.
Well,
I mean,
I don't think that
batters.
they're going to be able to keep up what they're doing.
Right.
If that's, I don't like, because right now I'm looking at batting.
April? Come on now.
It's the end of April. It's closing in the end of April. It's still really, really early. It's hardly even a tenth of the season's gone past. Not even a tenth of the season's gone past. But I'm looking at batting average per team. We've got the Rockies are in first, but the Guardians are in second with their batting average per team. Now, talking about strength of the division, though, which is where the Guardians still actually, I think, will have a chance. They'll have an outside shot at the playoffs this year. I really am not banking on them being a playoff team. Definitely by 2025, if some of these younger guys can sign based on what they've seen with Jose Ramirez doing, what they've seen with Emmanuel Clase signing, I'm thinking that some of these younger guys are going to want to stay. But anyway, so the Guardians are second in the league when it comes to batting average. The next closest in the American Central, in the AL Central, is let's see here. It looks like it is the the Chicago White Sox at 22nd.
Hey,
so Paul, you've got so the AL Central.
You go ahead and share your screen too if you want.
I got to share my screen. Okay. So AL Central, you got the Cleveland Guardians here in second. You've got the next highest in the AL Central when it comes to batting average, the Chicago White Sox at 22, followed by the Detroit Tigers, followed by the Royals, who I have some Kansas City Royals on my fantasy team, and it has been painful, and the Minnesota Twins. So the AL Central arguably probably has the worst offense when it comes to putting balls in play in the American
Jays
League.
In the Central too?
Who's that?
The Blue Jays? Or no?
No, they're in the East. The AL East is, so that's what I'm saying, with the AL Central being as offensively weak as it is right now, pitching is going to be important, as well as if we can stay in the top half of the league in batting average or on base percentage, which is actually what I've put here.
I don't think the White Sox are weak in batting.
They
got some good hitters.
They're not. I mean, they've got Jose Abreu, Luis Robert if he can stay healthy.
The Jimenez.
You got Tim Anderson. They are stacked. They got some boys. Andrew Vaughn is a good utility player. He can hit the ball far.
5 batters.
What's that?
They got a good 1 through 5, 1 through 6.
Yeah. I mean, they got guys that can hit and get on base.
Right.
And it's the biggest thing. So when I'm even looking at on base percentage here, Guardians at third. Let's see who's the next highest. I mean, the Tigers are up there. Tigers know how to get on base. They were 9 for 9 in stealing until the Indians got them. See, here's the thing with the White Sox. Okay, so they have good players. They can hit the ball far. Here's what might worry me is that their team on base is not very high compared to their batting average. So that means that they're getting a lot of swings and misses, which is okay, I guess, if you're hitting a lot of home runs. But the idea is that you get on base, you could score runs. The Indians are getting on base, 3.5 out of 10 times to the plate, and the White Sox are doing that minorly for this year. And again, it's only 12 games in, so it's early. They got some really good plate discipline guys that play for the White Sox, so I'm not too worried about them being able to bounce back. Oh, Chetty's here. But yeah, the Guardians, I mean, here's the thing. The Guardians are not lights out offensively. They have been playing that way. But you've got Miles Straw, who's going to get on base, and he's going to steal bags. He's going to cause some havoc on the base path. Stephen Kwan is known, even though he's a rookie, he's known for having one of the best eyes in baseball right now. Let's see when the year kind of plays out. People get used to what it is when on his plate approach. Some more film comes out on him. I bet you his on base is going to go down.
Once that scouting report comes out, they'll know how to pitch to him.
Exactly. So Stephen Kwan being he's been in the league for 14, 12 games. He's going to get figured out. He's still got a remarkable eye and plate discipline. That was one of his biggest selling points as a prospect coming up. But what was his rank? Still batting in the 2 spot. He'll still get on base. And then you've got Jose Ramirez, the biggest offensive force in the MLB right now, which he can maintain that through the majority of the year for sure. And I don't think him signing a contract is going to impact anything. He seemed to be playing hard when he was before his contract. He signed the contract, and he's still leading the American League as well as potentially the whole MLB in offense right now.
What was the Kwan's
Ramirez hit his
first?
first home run yesterday.
Hey,
So
yo,
finally,
yo, can you hear me? Hello, what's going on? You
I can
hear
hear
me?
you. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Well, shoot, I'm asking you a question, and you just keep on going. Slow down there, Tiger. But what was his rank?
Who's that?
The Stephen Kwan, whatever his name is.
Oh, in the prospect, yeah. On the prospect list.
Yeah, when he how long has he been? How old
This is it's his rookie year.
But I'm saying, you know how MLB works. You know, he was probably in AAA for a couple years.
Gotcha, gotcha. I'm trying to see if I can find him on the prospect list.
Because I've never heard of him.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's his rookie year. I don't know if he's gotten any.
I mean, just because he's a rookie doesn't mean you won't. I mean, I've heard of plenty of people that aren't even in the league yet, but
you
know, you hear of them if they're solid. I haven't even heard of this guy. I don't even know where he's from.
Here's his baseball reference page.
I see we have
24 years old.
Hold on a second.
So it's his first. I mean, this is rookie year. It's his rookie year. Let's see how he did in the minors. So I mean, he got up pretty quick. That's fast, man. Jeez. So 20 years old, he was playing low A ball and high A ball. So that means he was playing over at Lake County Captains for all of 2019. Then he skipped the 2020 year.
How many games
did
he
double
play?
in AAA all in 1 year? Only 77 games, and now he's playing in the majors to start the year. That's pretty remarkable.
Pretty
one thing,
it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, one thing to keep an eye on here. I always like.
When did he get drafted? Did we draft him or trade for him?
It's a great question. I'm not sure. I'm guessing we drafted him, given that we drafted it, given that he started in our developmental ball going up through the minors.
Farm system.
I'm guessing what's that?
Isn't it called farm system?
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is the minors farm system. Sure. Yeah, he's on our farm league team, made his way up through the minors. But here's something that you want to keep an eye on, and it's kind of translating here in the majors as well. Look at his on-base percentage and how consistent it stays. So 17 games is kind of an outlier because there's not enough data here. But through all high A ball, batting 280, okay, on base 353. So last year, the MLB's top on-base percentage player was Juan Soto because he walked a ton. And Juan Soto's on base was like 450. The next highest was like 423. The next highest was like 400. And then it started hitting like 380 and transcending down from there pretty consistently. But there are some outliers when it came to getting on base. And if you've watched Moneyball, you know that getting on base equals runs. And so Stephen Kwan, all of 2021, the guy knows how to get on base. And then here's the thing that a lot of guys have been talking about. Again, this guy's 24 years old, but his plate discipline. So he's walked 36 times, only struck out 31 times. That means that he knows how to see a ball in the zone, and he knows how to lay off a pitch that's outside of the zone. And he's even showing that early on this year, walking 9 times compared to 3 times striking out. That's a really good ratio. So I mean, it's early, but he's clearly been doing this for a couple of years in the minors, and see how it translates later on in the majors. Once the scouting report comes out, like you said, I think things will change a little bit.
I say, game 80, we should be knowing where's he at. Because he started the year off batting 7th, but now he's leading off. I did notice that.
He's batting 2nd. Miles Straw.
Just a couple days ago, he was batting first. He was leading off.
Got it.
But we have another guest here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Chetty Irish. Chaz Irish. Welcome to the show, Buck Knows. How you doing? What's going on with you?
He said his Zoom is tweaking.
Looks like he's having some microphone issues. Once he figures it out,
okay.
You could swing.
Are we good?
There he
is.
I
can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, now I hear you. What's going on with you? You got your video working?
I didn't even know you're. Sorry, go ahead.
You on the mic, or you got the video going?
I got the here. Let me. I normally have a better camera, but I had to take it out to actually use it for a real camera. Here's some.
Oh, that's perfect, man. You don't got to get too high tech on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using an iPhone. This regular iPhone works perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know you were doing this. This is cool.
Yeah, first one, starting it out, see how it goes.
I was at the home opener.
The home opener. Dang.
Oh, you were? I am so jealous.
I ain't gonna lie. Didn't we lose though?
We
the
lost
Giants?
3 straight.
We lost
so-
the freaking Royals. The Royals. The Royals. We lost I think we lost 2-1 in the series. Like
Are you sure it was
the Royals.
we got
Oh no, at home we were the
we got
Giants.
swept.
Sorry.
Yeah,
We
I
got
thought
swept
home
against
opener
the
was just
Giants.
home openers. We got rocked by the Giants. Our pitching held in there. Our pitching did good.
I mean, we couldn't have pitched well
until the third game.
How did
Third
our
game we
pitching
lost
do well
8-1.
when we lost?
Well, no. So here's my opinion on the Giants and that whole series, because we held them in game 1. Game 2, we still held them, but then they hit a couple home runs, and then that's how they got up. Meanwhile, our offense was like silent, understandably so. Carlos Rodon pitched, and was it Alex Wood pitched, I think, or no? Yeah, Alex Wood pitched the third game. Who's the other guy that's there? Logan Webb. I think Logan Webb went the second game. And so our offense was silent. So by the time the third game comes around, we were already used to getting like pounded. And with no offense going, it was just a matter of time before a team like San Francisco hits a couple home runs and starts scoring runs. So we just couldn't match them. But the bounce back series against the White Sox was awesome. It was great. Clase gets 2 saves. Like Whitesack goes 6 innings. Saval, or was it Bieber? Bieber went 6 innings and balled out.
Not Bieber.
Bieber on the
just
first
last
game of the
night,
series.
Zach Plesac just went 7 innings. He was the longest. He just did he was the first Indians starter to reach 7 innings.
Plesac pitched.
Bieber
pitched on Friday
on
for the home opener, but our batting was just not there. I mean, it.
Right, we have no offense, none.
Yeah, it was 3 hits the whole game, and coming out of
Ramirez, he's a one hit. He's either gonna
bunch
hit a
of
home run or he's
singles.
gonna strike out.
A bunch of singles.
I mean, I'm a fan of
Not even a
small.
bunch of singles. He's gonna home run or he's gonna strike out. You
Who's
got
that? Frommill?
Yeah, Reyes. Then you got Ramirez. He's probably your only solid offensive player. He does everything. Who else?
Well,
Josh
okay,
Naylor.
so
He's inconsistent. He's strikeout. He's striking out.
So
The Kwan. He's the
Miles
rookie.
Straw,
He's solid.
Miles Straw's going to get on base at least once a game. At least.
You're counting on a rookie though. I can't count on rookies.
Who? Miles Straw?
Yeah.
It's his second year. Last year he started his season with the Astros, and then he finished with the Guardians, and then he just signed 5-year extension. So, Pop.
Well, if he came from Houston, he might be okay because they know what they're doing down there. They won a couple titles.
Yeah.
They know
they're
how
good
to.
with technology too.
Yeah.
They are, and sticky stuff.
Hey,
That's a whole separate conversation. But Miles Straw is going to get on base at least once or twice a game. Stephen Kwan, same thing. Jose Ramirez is going to hit for extra bases every time he comes up to bat. Frommill Reyes is going to strike out 3 times a game. But that one at bat, he's going to hit a dinger and bring everyone else that just got on base home. So Adam said, I want to hear your take on Houston.
Houston. I mean, shoot, they're great. They're solid. From 1 to 8, they're solid.
2025 though. 2025, Altuve's getting old. Bregman's getting old.
Man,
they have
listen,
Yordan
people
Alvarez.
play baseball till they're 40.
Kyle Tucker's still young. But
people play baseball till they're 40.
Michael Brantley's getting old. Yuli Gurriel's 37.
Man, listen, Michael Brantley, he hasn't changed at all.
Less power, less speed.
When's Michael Brantley ever been known for that? He's contact.
He's had a couple 20 home run seasons.
Right, but he's known for being patient, getting that 3-2 count and working them, having 8-pitch counts.
He's a dog. I like Michael Brantley.
You know what I'm saying? So
I wish he was still with the Indians or Guardians.
Right. And I don't even like the name change, to be honest with you. I really don't. Like, this is like a dynasty. The Indian, they were a dynasty, I feel like, like you can't change something that's like that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't hate it.
I was fine with changing.
It's not like I'm saying, like, I don't understand where the people are coming from, because I could put it in terms for me. Like, I wouldn't want saying having a team called someone like, you know what I'm saying, the N-word or nothing crazy like that. But at the same time, I wouldn't even get my feelings like that because like when people talk about the Indians, they're lifting them up. They're putting them on, they're cheering for them. They're rooting for them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they might suck, but
My only
they might
issue,
say they suck, but that's just because the players suck. It ain't saying that because the Indians they suck. No, it's just because the players on the team suck.
my only issue is with the name. I mean, if it was Native Americans, that I guess that would be a different thing. But they're calling them Indians, and they're not Indians, so that's a problem. But I think they could have switched to the tribe if they would have done it earlier. Obviously, Chief Wahoo would have had to leave too, but you could have rolled with the tribe. Like, I mean,
But I feel like,
but like,
that's
because
what I'm
like
saying. I don't get it though. I don't
you
get
call
it.
you call it
You're
you got
cheering.
the Fighting Irish. You got all kinds of the Vikings. You got all kinds of sports teams that are named after like the Trojans. You got all kinds of teams that are named after like warriors. And if they called them the tribe,
Right, but like the Chiefs, you got the Chiefs. You had the Redskins. I mean, I can understand Redskins.
yeah.
That's understandable to change.
I mean, they could have
But
done
Chiefs,
the work.
people are talking about changing the Chiefs name.
No,
like,
that's
what's wrong
fine.
with the Chiefs?
That's
Like,
fine.
come on, now. Like, and it's like they're cheering for him. It's not like they're putting schmut on the name. You know what I'm saying? They're lifting the name up, and it's gonna be around for years. When people talk about the Indians, they're gonna, they're talking about it's they're never gonna be forgotten type. You know what I'm saying? It's never gonna be forgotten. So
Yeah.
now that you get the name off there, they're gonna be forgotten.
I mean, they could have done the work. They could have met with the Native American communities around here. That's what I was it the
I just feel like the world's just too soft, man. Everyone wants to get in their feelings about just the littlest stuff. Like, come on now, is it really that? Like, what's wrong with it, really?
I mean, I can agree with that, but I still think
I
think they could have made a compromise.
I would love to talk to someone who had an issue with it. I really would. That's like really Native American or Indian.
They're probably white. If you were gonna find someone, they're probably white.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Just some hating suckers. But
they could have the team could have spoke with people from that community a long time ago. There's a college team that did that spoke with
probably the Seminoles.
Yeah, it was the Seminoles or the I think it was probably the Seminoles, but they spoke with the communities and the communities gave them the okay, and so they can stay with the name. So the Indians could have done something.
I didn't know that. Chetty, what do you think about the Guardians in 2025?
I mean, I'm a little worried about, like everyone, about the hitting, and then.
But that's been a problem for us forever.
Right, but they don't spend the money. I mean, our payroll's ridiculous. That
I'm not gonna lie, but it doesn't even. I don't even think it's about the payroll, man. These people you got millions of dollars, man. I ain't hearing nothing about a payroll. Your payroll is because you want it like this. I don't care.
Right.
Jim Haslam ain't got no payroll. He just signed a player to a $200 million fully guaranteed contract.
No, they have it. They have a
player for another $100 million. 75 guaranteed. So come on now. The Browns got it. The Guardians got to have it. There ain't no, and the Guardians they had like the most sold out home games for how long? Like a couple years ago, like it was some crazy number. It was some crazy number. It was like 2-3 whole years where they were always the home games were always sold out. How do you not have no payroll? How can't you pay the players? It's like they're being stingy. They're just taking the money for themselves, going buying yachts, vacations. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think they're getting. It sounds like they're getting ready to sell the team.
They need to. I'm not gonna lie. They might as well move the team if they don't feel like winning. If they don't feel like
grass is always greener. Grass is always greener.
I don't understand. Why have a team but not do what it takes to win? Why even have a team? What's the point of even having it?
I don't know. It appears that everything they're doing is building up to selling the team. That's why they're dropping.
Wow, really?
That's what everyone's saying.
Who's selling? The owners are selling the team. They need to move the team. Like,
They're saying the
get 'em outta
Dolans
here.
are. You want to? Wait, you don't want the Guardians to be in Cleveland anymore?
I mean, I do, but I can't. I'm not. I have a hard time with people settling for mediocre being this. I need you guys to show some effort and
Right,
show
but
some.
how
Like
as
the Cavs. Look at the Cavs. They trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? They signing players. They're trading. You know, they're trying to win. You can
Okay,
get
but-
that. You get that vibe. They're trying to win.
but
The
as a
Browns,
Cleveland as
we're trying
as
to win.
Cleveland fans, but Buck, as Cleveland fans who live in Cleveland, why would the solution be having the team leave Cleveland? That would not the solution.
because-
if you dislike what the ownership is doing, the solution would be getting the ownership out of there, not getting the team out of there. Getting the team out of there just helps the owners. It doesn't help the fans.
What's the ownership gonna do? They listen. They're not selling the team. If they would have sold the team, they would have been sold.
Why? No, I like
I
I
would have
said,
sold them right
everyone's-
after the World Series. Sold them right at the highest point. All right, I'm out of here.
I'm sure, but
Cash in.
right after
I'm
the World
cashing
Series,
out.
they thought
I'm
they were
not
going to go on
playing.
another
I'm
run.
cashing
The
out.
next year. They thought they're going to go on another run. They wouldn't sell there if they think they have another chance in the next.
Man, listen. I'm not thinking about another chance. I'm thinking about what I can know for sure.
Well, you're
I
looking
know
back
for
and
sure
you're-
we just went to the World Series. I know for sure at the time Indians are going to be a household name. If I try to sell them, someone's going to pay that pretty ticket.
hindsight's 2020.
Man, listen, I'm selling them for some crazy number and get them up out of here or just go on my way, you know?
Let me
I
I'm gonna bring
can't
something up
why
real quick.
settle like why have a team here and you just don't want to win?
Buck, who's settling? Who, the ownership or the fans? You're conflating the two. We
The
can
the
be
owner,
upset.
So
the
we're talking
ownership,
about selling the team.
management. First of all, who makes roster moves? I thought our manager makes roster moves. Tito Frank.
You guys see this?
Yes, but he makes it's not Tito, but the front office makes roster moves based on what they're allowed to spend. It's not the front office. If the ownership is telling him you can only spend this much, then that's
Right. So he cutting it. So right. So the owner's cutting the check, giving it to Francisco Lind or whatever his name is. What's his name? Tito. That's all I know his name by.
Okay, but
And giving to him a check and be like, "This is what you can spend. This is your
no,
budget."
he's not the one getting players. He's not in the front office. I
Yes,
don't know. We keep losing
The
our front
manager
office people,
trades
but I
players.
don't know
I'm
the
pretty
names.
sure the manager trade. I'm pretty sure, and Tito, he's the one who trades players.
No, he doesn't.
I'm pretty
Anyway,
sure he does.
He might have some input. He might have some input.
I mean,
but,
he definitely has input, but he's not the one making the decision.
Oh, I thought that's how it went in baseball. Your manager, who's the one who makes. I was
no,
watching
there's
one game.
the general manager is the one who's gonna
Chris
work out.
Antonetti is the president of baseball operations.
But isn't
Brian
Tito
Barron,
the general manager too?
Mike Chernoff is the general manager.
He's just the team manager, so he'll or the dugout manager, or whatever. So he manages
Right.
actually playing the game with the tools that he's got.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Mike
So
Chernoff.
who's our general
usually
manager? Who's him?
usually the manager will try to advocate for the players in front of the front office. Usually,
Right.
I mean, the players can also talk directly with the front office because obviously that's their agent's the one who signs the
Right, it's
contract.
any
So
sport,
Tito
like any
doesn't
sport.
need to play middleman.
What's the general manager's name?
Chet? You said it was Antonetti.
No, Chernoff is the general manager. Antonetti's the president of baseball operations.
I would love to hear like whatever the difference of that is. Like baseball operations, is that just like everything?
I would
that has to
assume
do with
whole,
the stadium and the
whole
brand?
ballpark. Yeah, stadium, ballpark. I mean, probably the hiring of people within the organization. I think
Right. So
general
putting
manager is
the GM in
probably who's
place,
making decisions on players.
On
putting
team
the
stuff
GM in
and then
place, putting
baseball operations is
the
everyone else.
staff, putting the staff in place.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so GM's the one who's going to be working with other the GM works with other GMs on different teams in order to place players. However, Tito's got a certain brand of baseball that he wants to play. And just like any small group, like they have to be on the same team of what they have to be on the same page of what they're looking for. And Tito can be like, that's a good player. The scouts also put in information verifying like statistics saying, yeah, that player is going to fit and his attitude fits our brand of ball. And then the GM is the one who's going to go ahead and make the negotiations.
Blame can only go up to the top at the ownership. So blame can only go up to the top at the ownership. That's if you're going to be upset about payroll.
Well, that's why that's why culture trickles down. And I guess the extensions the contract extensions kind of play to our favor and what it looks like. Cleveland's putting a little bit more money into the team. They're not putting a lot in though, which kind of still hurts. But
so Chet,
with Jose Ramirez, Miles Straw, and Emmanuel Clase signing the contracts that they did, I think it sets the culture of this isn't about money as much as it is about winning and being dedicated to this team. Because Jose Ramirez could have taken a max contract anywhere he wanted, but he said that he wanted to stay and play in Cleveland, and he loves his team. He loves Terry Francona. And I just heard something the other day. I was listening to the game, and he's actually taking on the role of like being a leader on the team, where like Stephen Kwan, after all of his at-bats, will be checking in with Jose Ramirez, what they could adjust, how to game it right. And then who was the other one? Jose Ramirez either sat out or played DH the other day, and someone played third base. And it was like continually as the game is going, Jose Ramirez is coaching him from the dugout on positioning and where to be during certain at bats. And I was like, that's great. I love that. And so he's fully invested regardless of how much money he's making. That's what makes me feel like a 2025 team
that's one
has
player,
a playoff
man.
chance.
I just don't feel like
I don't think you can expect that of everyone.
Yeah,
no, you can't. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Franmil Reyes leaves. Or it becomes, I don't know why. I just have a feeling like he's not going to be a guy that'll stick around. If he does, great. But
he's just going to be here a couple of years. He's gone.
I don't know if I see him sticking around in 2025, which makes me scared because if we're missing bats and Franmil Reyes is our deepest bat right now, I don't know how we go.
We might as well trade him. Might as well trade him.
I don't know.
The Indians don't trade anybody. They let them go in the free agents and then trade for them back. Yeah. Like they did with Carlos Santana. Like, kind of dumb. Well, come on now. So you ain't want to re-sign him. But then he signs to a team and gets what he wants.
Yep.
And then you lose, and then you trade.
Prime example, you got prospect. Michael Brantley. Brantley did that. There's a couple other guys that did that as well. I can't think of him right now, but I know Michael Brantley did that a couple years ago.
Come on now.
I'm glad, but let's talk about change. Change the name, change the attitude. We didn't let Jose Ramirez's contract go up. Shane Bieber now is going to have pressure on him in order to sign a contract with the Guardians because Jose Ramirez.
Do you honestly see him staying?
I don't know, but I think he doesn't stay. Matter of fact, I think he might even get traded before Jose Ramirez signs that contract. But Jose Ramirez signs that contract. Well, who was it? Who did it first? It was Miles Straw did it first, and then Jose Ramirez signed his contract. Then Clase signed his contract. They're all 25, 26 years old. I think Clase is 24. But either way, by Jose Ramirez signing that contract, it now puts pressure on Shane Bieber, saying that hey, do I stay with this team? Do I stay with the culture that's being built here? The change that's just made, the name change, the culture change, the direction of the team. Do I stick around? Now Bieber's, I would say his agent and him are probably asking a lot more questions on whether.
But to be honest, I think we'll be rebuilding. Tito's going to be gone probably by if not this year, by next year he's going to be out of here.
I hope not.
I just don't see a future. I don't see a prosperous future for us at all.
We need to be closer in payroll to for it to. I mean, I can understand a player.
We just need to be in the middle of the pack.
I can understand. Yeah. I'm not talking high, but I'm saying it needs to be somewhat close in contract payout if we expect someone to stay here, even though it's a little bit less. I mean, culture.
Why didn't we sign? Would you rather have answer this, Chet? Would you rather have Francisco Lindor or Jose Ramirez?
Jose Ramirez because he stayed.
I'd probably say Ramirez. I mean, he's just been more.
No shade on Lindor.
I'm taking Lindor.
I love that he's doing well in New York. Good for him.
He didn't leave. He got traded.
Well, but he's not here anymore. That's a simple thing.
But
He could have
I'm saying,
advocated, be
though,
like, oh,
we could have paid Lindor that instead of Ramirez. I'd rather have Lindor than Ramirez.
I mean, you look at what we have now, though. I think Ahmed Rosario
And
was either on the team
Oh,
at the
he's
time.
terrible. Don't even get me started about him. He's terrible. Oh, he's terrible.
No,
Oh,
he was
he's
our best
terrible.
bat last year.
I watched him just a couple days ago. I watched him strike out twice on the same 3 pitches. Good slider, just a good slider. Struck out on it every time. He didn't even, and they were all balls. I'm like, what are you even swinging at? And he swung like he didn't even want to be. He just did this.
Ahmed Rosario might have been a part of the Lindor trade.
Man, it was terrible. Get him out of here. I even said that, like, send him down to the AAA or something. Like, oh wow.
Chetty got booted. I don't know, man. I disagree. I think Ahmed Rosario is he's a decent player. He's a decent player.
Yeah.
He's not lights out. I mean, let's see, last year, 11 home runs, 13 stolen bags. He strikes big swing and miss guy. So you're not wrong there.
So how many games did he play?
141.
He played 141 games. How many home runs?
11. He's not a home run hitter.
How many RBIs?
57. So he's not a home run hitter. He's not a run driver. He was batting second.
I'll give him the 51. I'll give him the 50 RBIs, 141 games.
57 RBIs out of he was batting 1-2 last year. You're not going to get.
What was his batting
RBIs.
average? What was his batting average?
His batting average was 280. His on base was 321. So that's not bad. It's not bad. But I don't like the fact that he walked 31 times, struck out 120 times. I mean, he is chasing a lot of pitches, and he probably could have a slightly better on base percentage. His OPS last year was
I mean, he's batting 280. I mean, that's solid. That's all right.
It was on base
almost
plus
300.
730. So it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't anything great.
Yeah, I'm just I just watched him the other day. I'm like, man, you
He's
showing
26 years old.
pitch.
He's 26 years old. He's solid defensively. He can steal bags.
More than
he's
solid.
Right, we need
More than
offense.
solid. He's one of the best defenders.
You can't steal a bag if you can't get on base. I need you to hit the ball.
Oh, you need
know what I'm saying?
Need him to get on base. He's batting 240 this year with an on base of 269.
Being a
He's
pinch
walked
runner
twice,
doesn't
struck out
count.
9 times. So he's right on pace with what he normally does. He maybe gets a few more hits coming up this year, but he ups his batting average maybe a little bit.
So you see what
He's
I'm saying?
on
And
par
when you
with
see
what he
players
does.
like this young, that shows you that once they reach their limit, they're not going up no more. They're keeping it this. It's time to get rid of them. Once I see the incline start being stacked, like, you know what I'm saying? Start being
Thing is,
like this.
okay, you want to trade or get rid of Ahmed Rosario, right? Since he's not performing or he's kind of hit his ceiling, you're not going to get much for him. Teams are going to.
So you don't know that. You never know. There might be a team out there that's covetous. That could be a solid. That could. You never know. That could be
someone who would need
a
a
shortstop. Could be
shortstop.
like that's our missing piece right there. A good solid. But I'm not saying like a missing piece is like an all-star, like a star. I'm saying a missing piece is a piece of the puzzle that you might need. I mean, he bats 280. So
here's a team that's going to take Ahmed Rosario. You ready? Here's a team that's going to take him. The Diamondbacks. Someone who's trying to destroy their salary right now or sell for cash and get ready for 5 years from now. That's a team that wants Ahmed Rosario. So
okay, but we're not doing that though. We're going to take picks from them, and I want a second round or a third round. Or
no,
both.
we wouldn't. We would take cash. I mean, they would take Ahmed.
Oh, I'm not taking the cash. You guys don't do nothing with the cash.
That's what I'm saying. So there's no point in moving him.
Get draft picks.
Well,
I don't know. That's those bad teams.
Draft picks take like 5 years to pan out, and
that's okay.
MLB.
That's baseball.
They do, but that's what I'm saying. So a team like the Diamondbacks, who wants to be good in 5 years because they suck right now, they're going to take someone like Ahmed Rosario, pay us cash, let his contract lapse, and then use their draft picks that are super high because they suck for a 5-year window later on. So if we ever get rid of Ahmed Rosario, that's the thing. He's capped out. This is where he's going to be. This is where he's going to be. And you're not going to be able to sell him for a good price. You're just not.
I think you can get something decent. Maybe like, fourth round, something.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Well, that's the only thing.
Anything's better than that. I'm taking
Yeah.
Or pair him up with someone else and try to get a better, another bat, do something.
We got you want to introduce the new guy?
Who's the new guy? Big. Yeah, I'm not saying all that. Who is that?
Pappy.
Yes. Yeah. I'm
It's
guessing.
your papa.
Oh, that's Pops. All right.
It's your papa. What's going on, boys?
Yo,
How's it going?
I'm in the car. That's why I don't have my beautiful face before you. Is that all right, guys?
that's fair.
I jumped in. You guys are talking about Ahmed Rosario and moving him at this point.
Yeah.
Any particular reason?
He's not showing any progress. He's reached his. I feel like
he
he's
seemingly hit his ceiling.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I don't know.
He's only 26 years old. I want to throw that out there. He's 26 years old. However, his numbers have been consistent around what he's doing right now. Batting about 270, on base about just over 3, striking out a lot, not getting on base if it's not a hit.
But there's a difference between just striking, having a good bat, at bat, and then just
He only hit 11 home runs last year with 17 stolen bases, but he had his batting average of 280. So
yeah, I don't know. If I look at the Indians from an evaluation standpoint, he's not a problem for me. He's not somebody to. Oh, sorry guys. He's not somebody I'm looking to move right now necessarily. But I don't know. One element that sometimes gets missed because we don't experience it is the locker room experience of what that guy does in the locker room. He seems like a heck of a team player. He never trucks his butt when he's trying to run out a single. He's got quite a few infield hits. I don't know. I don't see anything negative about him, except for he is not the glove that we had all these years with Lindor and Vizquel. And Lindor was an anomaly. He was a shortstop that can hit. For the most part, you don't really rely on your shortstop to do much than, hit a decent batting average and give you a strong glove. So think about this too. The reason we have him is because when we got rid of Lindor and traded, we got Ramirez, who's playing second base now, and he didn't perform. And so Rosario, if you guys recall, last year started out in the outfield. He never played center field before. That's because he brought some value to the team, and now he's playing shortstop for us. I don't see 55 errors with him. I don't see all these challenges. I don't even know why we would want to move him right now unless you guys know about some value on the market for him.
No, not just saying like as if he's hit his ceiling. So do we sell now where he's at his peak? Which I don't know if this is his peak, but
who's going to play short then?
Well, Jimenez can't play short, but then again,
I know we got someone coming out. I think we had someone in our farm system that was supposed to be the next person after Lindor. That's why we traded Lindor.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't have that fact. I can't really talk on it because I don't know the farm system that well.
I got you. I'll look up top prospects.
Yeah, I mean, again, before you go throwing people around,
I think his name is Bo Naylor or something like that.
Bo Naylor's a catcher, but he's a baller. He's Josh Naylor's younger brother. He's supposed to be good.
Right. Again, check the farm system, and you guys were talking about not today, but we're talking about down the road for what a team should and could do. You got to look in their system before you get too elaborate on it, because I don't know what's at AAA. I don't know what's at AA. I really don't know what's at single A, but I am going to go to a couple of captains games this year. But before I go throwing guys around, getting rid of them, I need to know what's in our pipeline, or if I definitely have somebody that's in the Yankees pipeline or somebody that's in the Blue Jays pipeline that I think I want to trade for. Yeah, I don't have enough knowledge to give you a real educated thought on that. That's
why I said I'd trade him now, or pair him up with someone, and not make either get another bat or get another solid somewhere field.
We've got
our field's terrible.
You're assuming that he's got some value, John. You're assuming he has value. You don't know if he has value to other teams. Look at the other teams.
Yeah, I feel like you have to if you're batting 280.
No argument here. I'm just saying I don't have enough research. I can't just be going with my gut. certain things because I just don't know enough about what's going on in their pipeline a couple of years down.
How do you feel
I
about
thought that's
Stephen
what's
Kwan?
best. Always go with your gut.
How do you feel about Stephen Kwan?
I'm surprised that, but I'm encouraged because he's all about contact. And you think about everybody else in the league right now. It's so much about the home run ball that's so sexy, but that guy is all about contact and then let the ball go where it goes. It reminds me a little bit of Ichiro. I hate to be too stereotypical there.
That's crazy. I was just thinking in my head. I was gonna say it, but you beat me.
Well, I mean, it's unfair because of his race to say that, but honestly, a contact hitter. Like a Tony Gwynn, he didn't hit a ton of home runs, but he just was always about contact.
Yeah, but Ichiro just known for that slap. He just a slap. He's just gonna slap it. You know what I'm saying?
Kwan is they have him listed at, so he's not only not on the top 100 MLB prospects, he's number 15 out of 30 on the Guardians prospects, but he is playing in the MLB.
How about the whole league though?
He's not in the top 100. He's not in the top 100.
Well, shoot, you know what, Paul? I'm gonna throw this in the hat. And I don't want to dog this conversation, but you always got to look at guys that come on and then come on strong and then show great fundamentals. I mean, fellas, do not forget the greatest football player that ever played the position of quarterback was drafted a 199th. So Tom Brady's a great example of a guy. You look at rankings and stuff that people put together all the time, and you always have to have a skeptical eye. And how many number one draft choices like Marcus Russell, all these guys are so great that are watching games like you and I right now. So always take those rankings.
Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell. Always take those rankings with a grain of salt and go, okay, maybe. But yeah, so I don't know where Kwan ranks, but I don't care right now because dude is making contact. That seems to be the foundation of who he is.
Yeah, but I
love it.
This is also again though slow. It's only been how many games? 14, 12. Yeah, right. 12 games in the year. So, we got 140 something more, 50 something more. So he's a rookie. People don't know him.
Where's
I agree.
So Pop 2025 Guardians? What do you see?
That's the question. That's the question you guys have for today.
Yeah.
Well, at first, I must confess, I did a little research, and I thought that they would be gone by 2025 to either Charlotte or Nashville. And that the Guardians getting their name changed from what we loved and knew since 1915 was part of the plan or the palette to get us for us to lose our team. But I've been talked off the ledge by some friends of mine. And basically, the way the Guardians market, TV market, and advertising market works, they're going nowhere. They're very, very solid in Northeast Ohio and extensions, and they're not going anywhere. Where they will be as a team, I think they're very smart. The only thing they need right now is a real bat, and those don't come along every day. But if we had somebody besides Hosey that could be consistently counted upon for a bat, if we're able to keep Lindor, that's another bat you can depend on, man, we'd be at a different place. But once you get through the top 5 guys in the lineup, you can take a nap. And until we get somebody else that can at least kick us through the 6 or 7 spot, we're going to struggle. So
something that is probably unsustainable about what you just said, but is encouraging is I was looking at box scores for games that we scored like 10 runs. Everybody hit. It wasn't like Jose Ramirez hit a grand slam and then Framil Reyes hit a grand slam and then Miles Straw hit a double and scored 3 runs. It was like everyone hit. Stephen Kwan had an RBI. I'll just pull up one of the games and read.
Well, I would do this. This will tell you a whole lot. Look at the batting average.
It's interesting he said, though, that he thinks maybe the team will be gone. I said, if you guys are complacent, we might as well get rid of them. So it's crazy you say that.
No, that's what my initial thoughts were, but I got talked off the ledge by somebody that's got some inside scoop. I don't just make this stuff up, boys. I do some research. And
what were you getting ready to say?
I was going to say that take a look at the batting averages, slugging percentages, on-base percentage of the top 5 batters in our lineup consistently, and then look at the bottom four. And I guarantee you, if we can get more production out of those bottom four, we can win the division.
So this was
Win the
against the White
division?
Sox.
We got
I done heard
pitching
from
that's
going to selling the
unparalleled.
team to winning the division.
So this is White Sox game, first game of the White Sox on Wednesday. Shane Bieber pitched, got a win, gave up 4 hits in 6 innings. Let's look at our batters. We had Miles Straw, who again, Miles Straw's got some awesome plate discipline. He walks almost once a game. So he's batting .325, average 4 on base, 449. He had 1 hit, 1 RBI, and a walk, scored 3 times. Ernie Clement, 1 hit out of 5 at bats, got an RBI. Jose Ramirez.
It's usually Kwan's spot though. Yeah, so that's
usually Kwan's spot. So Kwan pitch hit in this game, and I'll get to him as well. So Ernie Clement batted second, ended up moving to third base. This is what I was talking about before, where Jose Ramirez was kind of coaching from the dugout. So the Indians were up in, I don't know what, 6th, 7th inning, and they did a substitution. Jose Ramirez hit a grand slam this day, so that's a 4 RBI. You got Steven Kwan, who pinch hit for Jose Ramirez in his last at bat. He got 1. He's 1 for 1, had an RBI. Franmil Reyes had a hit and scored a run. Ahmed Rosario had a hit, scored a run, and had an RBI. Also got
that's the first 5. Okay, so that's the first 5. Okay.
Josh Naylor, who is just coming back. He might be a good number 6. I love the passion that guy plays with. That is a good fit for our team.
Yeah, you got to let him come back from that injury.
It can be disruptive. It can be disruptive at times because he is a guy that will sulk if he gets out. But if he's on fire, he can fire up the whole team. I kind of like that. We have one guy like that. We don't have like 4 guys like that. Since you have one guy, I think it's not a bad idea, because it's like Josh Donaldson in his younger years wouldn't bring down an entire team if he was the only one acting out, because he was the only one acting out. Like when he was in Toronto, he actually had a pretty good impact there because his bat worked. But with Josh Naylor, he could be a pro when he's boosted. He could be a con when he's hitting himself.
I'm not gonna lie. Josh Donaldson's bat works every year.
I know, but his apparently, like Papa said earlier about clubhouse guys, Josh Donaldson was not a clubhouse guy.
He hits like, pause. But definitely, what's it called? He hits the good 30 home runs, 28 home runs. You know.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think Josh Naylor has a chance to hit at least 20. I like Josh Naylor.
What about the 7?
You must be playing MLB The Show.
Paul,
not yet.
Paul, tell me about the numbers for 7, 8, 9. Then I'll step away.
7, 8, 9. Okay, so this isn't our
20
let me get our regular, because Wednesday oftentimes guys take days on Wednesday. So
I don't think he's had more than 10.
I'll pull it up for you.
20.
Home runs ain't everything, baby.
Give me a second.
Yeah, I understand that, but he just gave him 20 home runs.
Who dat?
Josh Naylor?
No. He hasn't hit 20 home runs yet. But I think he'll probably.
I'm saying, has he even hit 10?
No, last year was his rookie year, and he snapped his ankle in the end of May.
He was the number 1 prospect in whatever system he was. Where did you get him from? San Diego?
I think it was Toronto.
I thought it was San Diego.
I know he's from Canada, but I don't know where we got him from.
He was the number 1
prospect. San Diego, with was it Clevenger?
Yes, Clevenger deal. Yep,
Clevenger deal.
He was their number 1 prospect.
All right, top. So these aren't in order, but these are based on games played. So you got Oscar Mercado's played 12 games, or actually, we'll go by at bats. That'll tell you who's playing.
I think we should. Hold on, before you move on, I think we should put Mercado and the Rosario in trade and get a good solid player.
They play the same position, and I don't think anyone wants them right now. That's my argument.
They play the same position.
No, they don't.
Yeah, I'm about to say no.
I don't think anybody wants them. I don't think they're like. I don't think they are the piece that teams are missing.
Then I'm releasing them or something. I'm doing something. I need them off my team.
All right. So we got
George Steinbrenner.
Ahmed Rosario batting .240, OBP .269. So batting .240, OBP .269. He'll probably get that OBP up over 300 by the end of the year. So that's a decent bat. Jose Ramirez, superstar, absolute superstar. Don't worry about him. Franmil Reyes is slumping right now. Oh, this is going to make you vomit.
Can't count on him.
He's walked twice, struck out 17 times already this year. That hurts. I hate that.
Can't count on him.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if anyone falls out of this roster in the next like year or so, I wouldn't be surprised if Franmil's gone. Franmil's got a bat though. He can get you 30 home runs.
Let's get out of the cold weather first.
25, 28. I don't know about that 30 mark. You slow down.
All right.
Let's see what happens this summer first. Let the bats warm up.
Franmil Reyes is our big swing and miss guy.
Let the bats warm up. Shoot, Cleveland bats been cold ever since the team.
They're always cold coming out of spring training. It's always
April, guys. You're right.
Did you see what I think it was in Chicago? Their like opening pitch was at like 36 degrees with the wind chill under.
Okay, so listen.
Under freezing.
You guys just told me that their bats are cold and coming out of spring training, but then you're telling me that they can keep doing this offense, having this offense, keep doing what it's doing.
No, I'm not saying that. It's just too early to kind of see what's happening and see who we need to get rid of. And
I definitely don't think we're going to be averaging 10 runs a game. We've been doing.
But we don't need to with our pitching like that. So I mean, we don't need as much hitting.
Right, but you think the teams that we playing, we at least need to have 4 to 5 runs every game.
Yeah, we definitely need the.
And I don't think we have enough offense to generate 4 to 5 runs every game. When we get to 100.
Well,
102,
you got a point there.
Game 80, I don't think we have enough to, injuries come in, all that,
to support what you just said, John. Let's look at our first series against the Kansas City Royals. I know we're supposed to talk about 2025, but we're talking about now. First series against Kansas City Royals, we scored a collective of 3 runs, I think. Jose Ramirez had 2 of them, or had 2 of the RBIs.
Right.
He might have had the runs and the RBIs because I think he hit solo home runs. So first series against the Kansas City Royals of all teams, we floundered offensively. Then we did okay. We brought our offense, woke up, but then we came back home and played the Giants, a team that's actually worthy, and they came and stomped us in our own place. We scored 4 runs that whole weekend. And then we get to the White Sox, who are the reigning division champs. I don't know what it is about their team, but some kind of cohesion is just not taking place for them. They are star-studded. They should be the best team in the division, but they are not clicking right now. And
who'd you say that was?
Chicago White Sox. The White Sox. I don't know. They're not clicking. I don't know why. They're just if they're clicking like they should be the top of the league right now. They've played. I think they've played 2 division series. They should be undefeated in the division. They're not. They should be
top of the league.
Except for maybe one game when they played Bieber, it's hard to hit against Bieber. Maybe Plesac if he's dealing like he did. I mean, but even then, that's only 2 losses within the division that they really should have taken, in my opinion, for their talent level. But they have not been. Abreu hasn't hit, but like I think 5 RBIs, and he's a 100 RBI season guy. Luis Roberts, he's done all right, but his batting average is not where it should be. If we're talking about the White Sox, Grandal's not doing much anything. Tim Anderson's doing okay, but like just none of those guys are really shining yet. And I wonder if we talk about the clubhouse and the culture, White Sox brought in so much in the past like year and a half. I wonder if they're even really meshing because they got stomped in the playoffs this past year. They did not look like the White Sox teams that dominated the regular season.
But they're young too. Tim Anderson's young. He was just a rookie only a couple years ago, So you gotta, let him.
Yeah, if you ask me, I think the Chicago Cubs are the
it takes a little bit of
team
experience before you start winning. You know that.
What's that?
You have to have a little experience before you start winning. You know that.
Yeah. But I mean, they have no reason.
Unless you're
they
great.
went up against the Astros. I think they went up against the Astros in the playoffs, and so.
Right. They are. They just came off winning the year before, probably.
I think they went up against the Astros because whoever came out of the AL East would have been the 1 seed. Because the Yankees, Red Sox, they played in the wild card, and the winner played the Tampa Bay Rays, if I'm not mistaken. That's a team I wonder if we keep an eye on. I don't know if the Rays will be they'll find a way to be competitive, but they're getting kind of walked on right now. They're not looking like the Rays they were last year. Yeah, I don't know. I love talking about the Guardians. I think in 2025, I think that's if there is a window to get the playoffs, that is it. That should be like either the beginning or the peak of when we're like, if we don't open the window in 2024, because let's say Austin Hedges is going to be gone. Austin Hedges is going to be gone. We've got another prospect.
Hold on, he's terrible too. He's god.
He's going to be gone. He's fine. It's fine. He's going to be gone because they have like the Lavistica
Throw him
or
in the
whatever the
dumpster.
dude's name is. I can't say. And then we have Bo Naylor, who's coming up, who is one of our top prospects. So that is that's good for the catching position. And then I think a lot of these young guys that are currently in the majors will have the opportunity to re-sign contracts and extensions to get us to a 2024 playoff caliber team, like potential playoff winning team.
I just want to gently remind you guys that, like Chet said earlier, it's April. It's April. There's so much left to the season. We are, so many teams struggle at the beginning of the year, and the fact that the Indians are 7-5 right now is definitely a bonus. But no one usually runs the whole gamut of being in first the whole year. Some teams will get hot in May, some teams will get hot in June, even July, August. Baseball season is so long. So whatever we're looking at as far as improving the team right now, you're going to look at it not as just getting this through this season, but in the long term. And I mean, right now it's unfair to try to evaluate these guys at this point. I will say this though, they haven't gotten a big bat in a couple of years, and it would be great if we got somebody that was the big bat. Reyes could be that big bat, but again, I'll say it, and you didn't finish an evaluation, Paul. 1 through 5 right now, you can almost count on them to produce, but 6 through 9, unfortunately, they haven't been consistent. So if the Indians need to tweak anything, in my opinion, it's the 6 through 9.
So you say 1 through 5.
So our top guys right now.
I give them 1 through 4.
Our top guys right now with bats in their hands are
and that's not just producing. Yeah, go ahead.
Our production guys: Jose Ramirez, Stephen Kwan, Miles Straw, Ahmed Rosario, Franmil Reyes. And right now, I mean, I know he's on COVID IL, but right now, Owen Miller is doing well.
Correct.
So that's 5.5, we'll call it.
Okay.
Oh, man, we can't talk about him. He's on. Come on now.
He's got COVID, man. Let the man breathe.
We'll be back next week, John. Jeez.
Who's batting?
I say Josh Naylor goes in there and adds another half point, so you have 6.5 bats. But if one of those guys, Bobby Bradley's got a bat on him,
he's not looking too good.
Bobby Bradley's got a bat on him. He's just got to find it. So we've got
the guy that we kept sending down to AAA.
No, Bobby Bradley's got a bat. I believe in Bobby Bradley. I like him. I think that you've got 5 guys consistently that'll get on base, that'll hit, and then you've got 3 guys that depend on how they adjust to the majors. Bobby Bradley, Owen Miller, and Josh Naylor. I really think Josh Naylor is going to be a force. So you could almost count him as a 6, like a 6th bat, but it's going to matter on that 7-8 if those guys end up turning out and being consistent. I don't know. Our pitching is one thing that's just solid. It will, as long as those guys stick around and keep working the way they are, we're going to be able to be in games.
But I'm not going to lie. After Bieber, I don't know. I mean, Bieber, Plesac,
Savale.
But Savale, he hasn't been looking too.
He's pretty good. I mean, he's 26. He knows how to.
He's young, so I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. But I don't know about who's gonna be coming up after those guys. After these 3,
Tristan McKenzie, dude, freaking Dr. Sticks.
Oh yeah, he's solid too. He's young. Yeah,
I love Tristan McKenzie.
I want him to be our like new CC Sabath. Come in when he's young, stick around.
So fun fact,
no pun intended.
Stick him around. Fun fact.
I said I hope he sticks around.
The oldest man on the active roster for the Indians is Anthony Gose at age 31. The next closest is Austin Hedges and Jose Ramirez at 29. After that, I'm pretty sure there might be one 28-year-old. Everyone else, one 28-year-old, maybe one 27-year-old. Everyone else is 26 or under that. So of the active roster of 25 guys, 5 of them are over the age of 27. Everyone else is 26 or under.
I seen a little question. You think they're going to beat the the Yankees this weekend.
I can't wait to see how that turns out. I have a
I
feeling
think we can maybe
because I
get
hate
a
the
game out
Yankees
of
that
it,
they
but
will
I don't
beat
think
us
we
in
get
the
the
series.
Boys, I got to get out of here. Good talking
All right.
with you.
Yep.
All right, take it easy.
I don't know if they beat the Yankees. I don't know. We'll see what we get. I got to scoot too.
All right, well,
Sign us off.
looks like we'll be bringing this to a close. It was a nice conversation about Guardians, but I don't, again, I have them not be having a rebuild.
That you're aware of.
Valley has them going to the playoffs. Pops, where
Not
you got
this
them
year.
going?
Not this year. 2025.
20,
I think
I'm saying
it'll be
2025. I have them rebuilding. By then, it's still rebuild.
no way.
You know
Well,
what?
it's going to be
I'm gonna
rebuild.
go
They're going to
out
be
on
at the
a limb.
bottom of the league.
I'm going to
That's
go
my
out on a
point.
limb here. I'm going to go out on a limb. Write it down. Papa said this. I said the Indians will make it as a wild card. Write it down.
This
All right.
year.
I'm saying this year.
I think.
Okay,
I think
now
we
I'm
fall
saying-
short.
2025, where do you think they'll be?
They'll be about this
About the same?
because we can't afford $100 million payroll. So these big bats that I'm dreaming of can't come here. I mean, the Indians payroll is about 50 million. And the funny thing is that again, I need to look and see what Bieber's contracts, where it's going to be by that time. Savale, the Indians might get aggressive and sign some of those guys to long-term deals, but for the most part, the tradition has been you get all you can out of those 6 years that you have them under your wing, and then you let them go because we can't afford them. So in 3 years, I think they're going to keep the same game in play. You guys don't realize that over the last 10 years, I think it's 10 years, Terry Francona has won more games than anybody in baseball.
Yep.
We got
Indians have
something-
them, or the
something that
Guardians.
works. Yep. We got something that works. We should have won it in 2016. And I just think that the way we've been playing, the way they've been running their game, I don't see any change. And honestly, as long as they're competitive, remember last year was terrible, but they were still 80 and 82, and they lost all their top 5 starters in pitching. So I've been talked off the ledge. I believe that the Indians are doing it smart and doing it the best way they can, considering the financial this market demands. I mean, Kansas City was good for a couple of years, and they won't be good ever again. But we'll beat them back to being good.
You just take Kansas City? What won't?
No, their market's small like ours. Their market's small like ours. It's the front office is really a bunch of smart people, guys. Don't be fooled. They're very smart. I don't know enough to have too many opinions on it, but I'm going to say they're going to be the same team, which again is an over 500 team, barely making the playoffs every year, and that keeps people interested. And it's the voice of an old man speaking, guys. But that's my take.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but that's your take. So I'm gonna let you have it. You know what I'm saying? But it's been a good time. You guys are gonna have to tune in for the next one. Casting out. Deuces.